time between the two counties?
Well, trip here if I don't move these. Managing time between two counties. Columbia sets our court docket. We get a set schedule every year that has plea term or has terms of court in Anderson County and in Coney County. So those are kind of set in stone. Every 6 months we get that. So we know what we're doing, where we're going to be day to day. And how I plan on managing the time between the two counties is this, is that we work with law enforcement to help them. And what I mean by that is when we have certain cases take more priority over others. Some cases require a lot of involvement. They are more involved through evidence, witnesses, the subject matter, to be frank. Those cases take time. And how we do that is we talk to the officers. We talk to the sheriff's office, the community, municipality agencies. And we get their opinions. And we go talk to them and we help them. And based upon the trial docket, the court docket, we see what's there. And it is an oldest to newest. We still have to move our old cases. But the cases that take precedent are the ones that are pressing in the communities. Those people that are repeats, who keep getting in and out. Those are the ones we have to target. So we use that time with law enforcement, through their help, to go after them. So that means certain weeks you'll be up in Oconee, other weeks you'll be in Anderson. It just depends where the greatest need is at that point in time. And you can't really just have a set schedule besides court about where you have to be. You have to be where you're needed. And that is just based upon what the needs are of law enforcement and how that goes. Thank you.
Wilson?
I perceive this job probably 90% as management. I don't know which one of us end up as a solicitor. We aren't going to try all the cases, but you've got to manage a docket, you've got to manage your people, you got to put your resources where you need them. Oconee is about a third the size of Anderson. Anderson has a more serious crimes from what I see in the newspaper. So it's not a matter of exactly where you're going to be standing all the time. It's if you're a good manager, a good leader, you will put the right people in the right place, and they'll get the job done for you.
David?
See, I look at that a little different way. I plan on being in court and trying more. I've worked for 4 different solicitors over the last 25 years, and to be honest with you, they've all done things a little different. I've learned what works and what doesn't. I think the solicitor needs to be in court more. I plan on being in court more. I plan on chipping in, helping try cases up here in particular, because we're short-handed up here, having known that for the last 11 years. We've got 3 prosecutors in General Sessions Court. I mean, I personally run a docket of about 500 cases myself, and the 2 other attorneys that work with me have similar dockets, if not a little bit larger as far as just numbers goes. There's 2 of us that have more serious cases, but I plan on being in court more. I plan on trying more cases. I plan on helping. Can I give you an exact figure on what amount of time I'm going to spend in Anderson and what amount of time I'm going to spend in Oconee? Probably not. Would depend on the month and the docket and what's going on. Obviously, if you've got a couple of murder cases in Anderson, you're going to be spending more time down there. I do plan on spending a lot more time here in Oconee. I think Oconee, having worked in the office for almost 25 years, when I was in Anderson, Oconee got neglected. When I've been up here in Oconee, we still get neglected to a certain extent. And I plan on being up here more. I'm a worker. I'll be there. I'm going to be in court. I'm going to be trying cases. The management will take care of itself. I've done it for 11 years up here. You know, if you can work with people and you know how to talk with people and you get good people helping you manage, you don't have to do as much on hands-on management. I can be in there trying cases, helping out, another guy in the courtroom, doing what needs to be done. And our primary focus in the solicitor's office is prosecuting violent criminals and putting them away. And that's what I've done for 25 years. That's what I can plan to continue to do.
Okay, I'm going to give each one 1 minute to summarize, and that will be it for the solicitor portion. We'll start with Mr. Burke. Just a 1 minute summary.
I'm looking to follow up on the last question. I think I'm the only one sitting here that lives in Oconee County. I think Mr. Wagner lived in Greenville most of his time. I would be here by getting the loaded question that has me upset right now. I would ask either one of these gentlemen, have you ever defended a case before? Have you ever run a private practice before? Have you ever been in law enforcement before? Have you ever served in the military in 6 foreign countries before? I've had more management training, done more cases, and I'm doing this out of a passion. It's, you know, not because people came to me and said, we want to change, and I looked at it for a long time before I made the decision. I think we need to make a change. The voters will decide. Thank you.
Randy?
If elected solicitor, I plan on bringing my experience. I have been an attorney for 19 years. 15 of that's been prosecutor. I have been a criminal defense lawyer. I have worked private practice. I have worked where you take everything that comes to the door. I've tried to every type of case there is, from shoplifting to a death penalty case. Experience, it's there. I come from a law enforcement family. My dad's a retired trooper. I understand what these officers do for a living. I lived on that salary. I grew up on that salary, so I understand the risks that they take. And I take that in consideration when I work with them. You will see a better communication and cooperation with law enforcement and the citizens with my administration. And that's what it takes in order to fight crime, is communication and cooperation. Be there for them, and that's what we plan on doing. We will be there for law enforcement. We will work with them hand in hand, because if we work together, good outcomes are the end result. Thank you.
Dave?
Yeah, I didn't ever serve in the military, and no, I have not ever defended one of these criminals. When I got out of law school, I wanted to be a prosecutor. I applied at 2 prosecutors' offices. I applied in Greenville, where I grew up and I was from. Joe Watson didn't have a job for me at the time. They were full of them. He said, George Duckworth has got an opening. I went over and applied with George. He hired me on the spot. I've been working predominantly in this circuit ever since. So I'm actually very proud of the fact that I've never taken a job where I had to defend some of these folks. And I realize I'm not slamming defense attorneys. I understand that there's a job out there that somebody's got to do, but I just never wanted to do it. I want to go home and sleep at night knowing that I defended victims' rights and put away the people that need to go away. I've got the management skills. I'm the only one sitting up here that's worked in both different counties, and actually lived in Powdersville for 10 years, which is in Anderson County. So I've got ties all over the circuit. I know how each county runs. I know law enforcement officers in each county. I know the people in both offices. There you have it.
I want to thank these gentlemen up here. What we're going to do is we're going to take about a 5 to 6, 7 minute break, and we'll bring the candidates for county council up here.